Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today, we're going to be talking about the hot topic right now. Everybody's kind of waiting for what is Supercell going to bring us in April. Is it going to be big? I sure hope so. Really quickly, let me cover my opinion on the state of the game. I have so many people asking me on a daily basis, do you think Clash Royale is dying? Do you like the game? Blah, blah, blah. Are you going to play Fortnite? Blah, 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 right? So, first of all, Fortnite, big news, coming to mobile next week. Crazy, right? And we're probably going to have Brawl Stars coming global. I'm going to guess the next update. I guessed in April, and so far, we're looking like, hey, it might actually happen. I don't know that, but, you know, just saying. I think that it's going to be a big year for mobile gaming. So how is Clash Royale going to stay in the spotlight? Well, I'm pretty confident. First of all, state of the game, right? I think that in a nutshell, guys, in like 20 seconds or less, I love the game right now. I know not everybody agrees with me, but I love the game right now. I'm enjoying it more than I ever have, believe it or not, right? Now, part of that is because I don't have to worry about ladder, because I am almost max now. But I also love tournaments, and I also love challenges, and just the game, the competitive scene, and stuff like that. However, I do acknowledge that we need a pretty substantial, fresh new feature to the game to kind of keep the interest high in this community, and keep things kind of rolling as they already are in the esports direction, but also appealing to the casual players out there, and even the semi-casual people like me who love the game, want to compete, not going to do so in an esports level, but, you know, want to enjoy the game more in new, interesting ways inside the game. So that's how I feel about the game right now. I love the game, just want to see something fresh and new and exciting. Let's see what you guys think before I share my ideas. I put out a community tab. If you're subscribed to the channel, you guys know that I love to get your opinions on stuff. Let's see what a few of your answers were. I put out the community question about 20 minutes ago, already over 200 responses, so I can't get to all of you guys, but a few of you guys, we want custom tournaments, clan wars would be great, we have, this is not one sentence, but it was a good answer, something completely new to revive the game outside the box, not necessarily what we would expect, something that surprised us all and make us eager to play, like last year where the game was at its peak. I think that pretty much encompasses it all, right? No matter what it is, make it awesome and make us want to play the game. We want to get home from school, get home from work, you know, be done with our chores so we can play the game because we're itching. We have that itch to play the game all the time. That's what we need. We need that crack feeling. Is that something that I should be saying? I don't know. Anyway, a statement from Supercell saying they will change how they do things with the balances monthly and do updates every 2 months. So he wants to see more frequent updates, maybe a little bit smaller, and more frequent balance changes. We have clan wars, clan levels, and a new arena with new cards or heroes, excuse me. We have a tournament ladder. Great one. We have complete shop revamp. I especially like your idea of all the cards being on sale at all times, with the current shop being a bargain shelf. So those are some of your answers. I love those answers. I agree with, I think, all of them. That's why I kind of showed them, right? Little bias. But let's get to my answers here. So I broke it down to 3 categories. Category number 1 is big game features that we really want to see, that the game kind of needs right now. At least that's kind of how most people feel, I feel like. Number 2 is cards. Just about new cards, about the card system, just cards in general. And number 3 is quality of life. So let's start with features because that's the biggest kind of thing out there, right? A new feature to the game. That is the answer to that what will make the game fresh question. So features, for me, you know, it's got to be one of 3 things. This is going to be such a cheat, 3 things, right? Number 1 is clan wars. Number 2 is a really nice revamped outside the box tournament system. And number 3 is, and this is why I said it was a cheap answer, but something that we don't even expect. Something that they put together that's amazing that we didn't even see coming. Maybe it's a tournament ladder or something like that, a merit-based system where you can really rank up and do all kinds of cool stuff, right? So I'm not going to talk about that because who knows what it would be. But really quickly, Clan Wars, if I was them, you know what? Supercell has the best update in mobile gaming history out of every game, in my opinion, with all due respect to, you know, Angry Birds or whatever. But they have the best update out there bar none, and that's Clan Wars, added 2 years into the longevity of, into the history, I should say, of Clash of Clans. Clan Wars was added, it revitalized the game, gave the game another few years or more of kind of longevity, and community loves it. It was just unanimously praised. So why not take that same system and just try to apply it in the areas where it's not a direct correlation, it doesn't make sense in Clash Royale, what would make sense in Clash of Clans? Sure, you go ahead and you tweak that area, okay? But there's no reason in my mind to get anywhere, to kind of make it so much different than Clash of Clans Clan Wars, where everybody attacks the other clan. You have 24 hours to do so. You have 2 attacks, and it's kind of a point-based system. Whoever has the most crowns or stars or whatever, maybe you get a certain amount of points for doing whatever. At the end of the day, the clan that wins gets a big reward, right? And it builds camaraderie, gives you something to do, and it's really fun. It's awesome, right? Now, of course, you could get way more in-depth with that, adding clan levels and perks and all kinds of cool stuff. But for now, I think that would be really intriguing, especially when you play the game, like getting your attacks in. It'd just be a lot of fun. And then, like I said, building that team camaraderie and rivalries, and it's just great. It was great for Clash of Clans. I want to see that in Clash Royale. Now, notice I didn't say heroes. It's not that I don't want heroes, guys. It's just that the heroes, to me, seem secondary in my head of things that I really want for the game, right? So I'm thinking Clan Wars. I'm thinking tournaments. I'm not thinking heroes, although heroes would be cool if implemented correctly, and that's a big if. We have no idea what they would even do. Would they be a card? Would they be outside the card game? Would they affect the towers? Would they actually be there in the arena? We don't know any of that, so it's impossible to speculate. We do know that they were playtesting them, though, because they were in the client code in the last update, okay? So let's move on to tournaments. Tournaments, basically, in a nutshell, guys, I want to see a lot more customization from the tournament organizer, basically allowing people to do draft tournaments, allowing people to do, triple elixir tournaments, maybe even 2v2 tournaments, adding customization, different award tiers. The reward system for tournaments right now, and I've been saying this for years, sucks. It sucks. Listen, I know it's free for 99.9% of people, or 99% depending on how many people are in the tournament, right? But still, when you're paying $100 for these tournaments and the rewards are just so lackluster for the time that you put in. Most of the time you're going to be playing, getting BM to death or whatever. I'm adding this for effect, but you're going to be playing, you're going to be frustrated, and then you're going to walk away with little to no cards at the end of the day. If you win these big 10K tournaments, you'd probably be better off just playing a couple grand challenges. If you're that good, you'd win and get way more cards. Of course, the risk would be higher with the gems, but that's why I think that adding that customization, if you need us to spend more to enter these tournaments, well, give players who want to spend a little bit, maybe save up their gems and enter a big weekend tournament. Give us that flexibility. We need better rewards at the end of the day, and that's really important, I feel. Even free tournaments. If we want to make free tournaments, and you can just get practice, right? I mean, that's it. No rewards, but it's better that way. It's free for everybody. You can go in there and get practice. All right, so let's move on to cards. I do think that cards need to come a little bit faster. Now, it's easy for us to say that. It's hard for them to do that. They have a small team. That's been their philosophy since day one in Supercell, right? So how do you get cards out there balanced faster? Well, here's my idea. It's a really simple one, but I think it's a no-brainer, right? All you do is you don't put a ton of time and energy. This is going to sound crazy. You don't put a ton of time and energy into balancing out a card until you release it in-game for a special challenge that's not a draft challenge. Why do I say not a draft challenge, and why won't they put energy into balancing the card? That doesn't make any sense, Ash. Well, because we will be the beta testers for Supercell. We'll do the work for them. Give us a challenge with fixed decks, really good meta decks, have pros or whatever, just take them from the algorithms, the top decks, right? Stats Royale lists them, they're everywhere. Put the new cards into those decks. Give us a week playing the new card and challenges. Let us try to unlock it, whatever. But then balance the card after. Like, there's a month in between the challenge and the card release, or 15 days or whatever, use that time using the millions of matches that were played with the card as your barometer, balance the card in between the special challenge and the release date. Boom, less work for Supercell. You can release more new cards, and then if you have to do haircut, balance, tweaking updates after the fact, go ahead and do so as you normally would. But, you know, a little bit more frequent with the cards. I'm not asking for a new card every week. I just think that having a new card every month would be really awesome. Just saying. All right, so anything else on cards? Well, for cards, and this falls into quality of life as well, but it's really a cross category, right? Supercell said they're not currently working on ladder, but they are concerned, and they do hear the, you know, all the kind of complaining, rightfully so, from the community over ladder just being incredibly frustrating at some point to some players. Not everybody feels this way, but some people do, right? So how do they put a band-aid on ladder? The over-leveled cards, it just gets frustrating sometimes, right? So I think it's time for a band-aid to ladder, and I do, before you panic, here's my idea. It's going to be a card level cap, but it's not going to be the same level as your King Tower. It's going to be your King Tower +1. All right, so that's not going to solve everything. But for example, if you're level 12, if you have a level 12 King Tower, you can have max commons. If you're level 11, you can only have level 12 commons. So you can't have those max elite barbarians out there. It's not going to fix everything. Like I said, it's a little band-aid. But I think that that method will help keep things in check. Keep people upgrading. And I can't help but to compare it again to Clash of Clans, where there is that Town Hall level cap. You can't max out your Hog Rider at Town Hall 3, right? It's not fair. So they don't let you do it. So that also pushes people to progress in the game rather than kind of gaming the system and only upgrading like one deck and then being an OP level 9 out there, you know, with all max cards and like max legendary and whatever, right? So I do think that that might be a good thing to consider instituting for the game in the time being before they actually do come up with a viable fix for ladder. Now, quality of life changes, rapid fire, guys. Rapid fire quality of life changes. Share your friend code in game. That's a small one, but it's really annoying to be like, wait, want to be friends? Sure. Okay, let's, no, like I'm on a stream and I want everybody to be my friend. I can't just, you know, be my friend. I can't link it to them in game. So I have to, click on them all, and I don't know, just share the friend link in game, right? So, really small one there. I saw this on Eclipse's video. He said that they ought to be able to rotate your quest chest, and I agree with him. What if you get a really crappy, like an epic chest that you just don't want epic cards? You're not focusing on epic cards right now. You're focusing on rares and commons or something, right? I think that every quest chest should be revamped to be a lightning chest or a draft chest. I think that would fix a little bit, right? Even if it's a legendary or whatever, right? Not a legendary chest, but yeah, they do have legendary chests. So whatever chest you get, you should have a little bit more options, I feel like, in the quest section. Either that, or you should be able to, you know, cancel out the new chest that you get and replace it with one that you'd rather have. So you get one cancel. It's a little bit of a risk, but it could be a big reward, or you could get a gold chest, right? So, but I think that keeping quests interesting, giving people the motivation to play their quests, you need to have a decent reward, right? And if the reward is something that nobody cares about, then what does it matter? In-depth card balancing. What does that mean? More card balancing? We already talked about that, Ash. Shut up, dude. No. I think that they really need to spend, and this is another thing, easy for me to say, harder for them to do. If they're working on all this other stuff, I mean, where does this all come in, right? But hey, it's my video, so I'm gonna say what I want, damn it. So these guys, I think that they need to look at some of the real trouble cards. You know, Royal Giant, Elite Barbarians, but not just that. Heal, Rage, Clone, Mirror, maybe Bomber, maybe Bomb Tower, maybe Giant Skeleton. I don't know. Look at the cards on the bottom of the use rates and think about a rework. You know, we haven't had a card rework in a long, long time. I think that's probably because of the time it takes to do that, you know? If they're adding new cards and new features and new game designs and new match and new everything, right? Sometimes you can forget about the cards that are already there that aren't used too much. So I think that sitting down and doing a rework on those cards would be really beneficial. And tournament standard 2v2. What do I mean? Tournament standard 2v2. I'm not a 2v2 player. I do it in my streams and that's it. But man, it strikes me as unfair. Like if you go, you can totally be level 11s with, you know, level 6 epics, level 5 epics, level 9 rares, and level 11 commons and go against, you know, a couple max players. And I don't know, it just seems... I don't know. It seems really unfair to me. I think that 2v2 is more of a casual mode. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think it should be treated with casual tournament level standards. Either that or all the cards are kind of leveled, combined in level, at least so there's some sort of equal playing field. Because a lot of people use 2v2 to get their chests, and between the people quitting 2v2 and the people getting matched up against people with max cards, I think that there's just something that needs to be tweaked there. You know, would they make it all tournament level standard for 2v2? I don't know. But they ought to figure out some way to make it a little bit more fair, right? So, guys, that's all I got for today. What do you think? I've given you a lot of ideas. You guys know how I feel more in-depth about a lot of these different things. Like, I could get into the shop idea that I've had for a long time now, but I'll leave it at that today because I put a lot out there. I want to hear your feedback in the comments below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know. Huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information in the description below. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always... take care, guys.